We're connecting. Okay, so we're starting now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Anne Lawrence. I am the Director of International Pathway Programs from the University of Leeds, and I'm really pleased to be able to meet with you today and to be able to explain something to you about our university. Just to say before I start that we are having a small number of technical difficulties today. So if you ask questions, one of the team are going to type them up on the screen for me so that I can see what the questions are and I'll answer them. You can ask questions during the session, which will go to the team. But at the end, we will answer some of those questions for everybody to hear the answer. So welcome. It's very good to meet you. I'm just going to share my screen with you now so that you can see my PowerPoint presentation. I hope you can all see this. So this is a picture of the University of Leeds. The weather isn't quite so sunny today, but it is really beautiful. This is a spring picture, and this building is a really famous building, and it's where students graduate at the end of their successful study time. The University of Leeds, well, we're quite an old university. We were established in 1904, and we are what's called a Russell Group, which basically means that we are traditional, we are research focused, and we have a very good standing and a good reputation. We are one of the largest universities in the UK. We have a lot of students. We have about 38,000 students, and they come from about 170 different countries. So we truly are an international and a global university, and we're very proud of that. We have a lot of courses and a lot of different programs that students can choose from. So there is a lot of choice. There is almost everything that you would want to study, not necessarily everything, but almost everything. This is a picture of the university within the city. So you can see that the area here, which is darker colour, is the campus. So you can see that it's one campus. It's got some green and it's got some beautiful buildings as well. It takes about 15 minutes to walk to the city centre. But honestly, the minute you get outside the university, there are already restaurants and shops and things leading all the way into the city centre. We have a really big student union, which is basically students organising lots of social activities, lots of welfare support for students. And we have something called the Edge, which is a really big, very impressive sports facility. And we have lots of sport activities, and we have students who are actually training to be hopefully Olympic athletes as well at the university. So they're doing their studies, but they're also training in their sport. So we have lots of different things going on. This is a picture of the UK, and you can see that Leeds is here in this box here. We are in the county of Yorkshire. Yorkshire is a very large county. And did you know, this is a little fact that not everybody knows, but if Yorkshire was a country, we would have come 13th. We would have had the 13th largest number of medals in the most recent Olympic Games. So there are a lot of very successful sports people in Yorkshire. But the city itself is a large city. It has really good transport links, and we are a financial centre and a business centre, and we have IT as specialisms in our city. And in terms of the north of England, we're famous for sports. We've got lots of arts, lots of theatre, lots of opera and music, and lots of things for people to do. These are some pictures of the city, and you can see it's vibrant. It's got good shopping, good restaurants. Students really love being in the city because it's close. There's lots to do, but it's not absolutely large, so you can walk around as well, which is really convenient. And this is some pictures of Yorkshire. So Yorkshire has got some really beautiful places for walking, for beach, for lakes, for sports. Yeah, lots to do in Yorkshire, which is great. What about the university? Well, the university has got lots of good facilities for students. We've got libraries, we've got computer clusters, we've got obviously laboratories. We're actually investing quite a lot of money in upgrading lots of our facilities at the moment for students. We have been over the last 5 years investing a lot of money. So there are some very modern, cutting edge, state-of-the-art resources for students for your studying and for your life outside. Now, if you want to come and study at the University of Leeds and you're coming from Bahrain, you will need to do a foundation year first. And at the university, we have something called the Bachelor degree with Integrated International Foundation Year. That basically means that the foundation year is part of the degree program that you choose to study. So you will get a visa for 4 or 5 years, depending on how long your period of study will be. The foundation year is called year 0, and then the rest of the study is year 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, depending on which course you choose to do. The foundation year part, so the year 0 part, has been running since 1989, so it's about 33 years now. We've had over 3,700 students studying this program from 90 different countries, and students can progress to a very large number of degree programs within the university, so there's a lot of choice. Are students successful on this program? Well, our progression rate is about 85%, give or take, which means a lot of students are successful. We select students because they are good students, and so we expect them to do well on the program. The largest cohort of students we've had so far is 264 students on the program. So for the bachelor degree with Integrated International Foundation Year, we have several different routes that you can apply for, and that will depend on the degree that you want to study. You don't really need to worry so much about the route. You need to worry more about the actual program of study that you want to do. We have an engineering route, which I know will be popular for many of you. We have science, we have healthcare, and we have arts and social science, business and design. And within those, we have pathways. So basically, you choose the degree, and there will be a pre-mapped out pathway of modules that you need to study in order to prepare yourself for that degree. And so it works like this. So you will study in that first year, year 0, you will study 120 credits. One of the modules that you study is called Academic Study Skills, and it's 40 of those credits. So you have 80 credits left. The Academic Study Skills module looks at basically how to be a good and effective student. So you learn all the skills for how to study effectively and how to not break the rules, basically. And then you will be given 80 credits, as I said, in the subjects that will prepare you for the degree that you've chosen to do. So if you are going to study medicine and you're going to study business, for example, let's take business. If you're going to go and study business, then you will be given modules in business. For example, you'll be given management, business, international business, marketing, potentially, and some maths probably. So there's a wide range of modules that students are put onto. If you want to do engineering, you'll be doing maths, definitely, and possibly physics or chemistry, most likely physics. So there isn't a choice. You will be put on the right modules for you. They'll be based on your high school background and also the program that you want to go and study on. Who is going to be teaching you if you come onto year 0? Well, you will be taught by the academic staff of the university. So this is a picture of Professor Daniel Reed, who is one of our senior mathematicians, and he's teaching an IFY class there in a very practical way, as you can see. And then assessment. So one of the key things, if you're on this program, is that you will need to achieve the grades that you are asked to achieve in order to progress onto year 1. And what kind of assessments do we do? Well, the assessments we have mirror the kinds of assessments you'll do through the rest of your program of study. So this includes things like closed book exams, open book exams, seen exams. So seen exam means that you see the essay questions at the beginning of your course, and then by the end of the course, you sit the exam and you write the essays. So that sounds really easy, but it's not actually really easy, because that's in social sciences, where you have to know and understand a lot of information, and then you have to write all that information down in the right style, in the right way, in a 3-hour exam. It's actually quite hard. You might have to give a presentation, you might have to write essays, reports and lab reports, of course, projects, coursework, practicals, reflective logs, and there could be other things as well, like performance things, depending on the degree you want to go and study on. So what support would you receive as a student from an academic perspective? There are lots of things that we do to support you with your studies. You will be given a personal tutor who will journey with you through the programme and give you advice and support in your studies. The Year Zero is based in the International Pathways Centre, and we have pastoral and academic support within the centre. The university has something called Skills at Library, which is support for maths and writing and study support. So it's additional support for students who are studying at the university. We also have the University Disability Services and the accessible facilities for students who would need that extra layer of support. And we have obviously IT support for your studies as well. And welfare. We really are concerned at University of Leeds that students are successful, that they feel welcome, that they feel that they belong to the university, and that there are no barriers to studying. So we have a lot of things in place to try and support you as a student, to make sure that you can study effectively and not be distracted or impeded in any way. So we have, as I said, pastoral and academic support in the International Pathways Centre. We have social and welfare activities that we organise in the International Pathways Centre. We also have an international student office that gives support with visas and social activities again, and banks and so on. We have the Leeds University Union, which I showed you the building of earlier, and they also offer support with accommodation, welfare, part-time jobs, societies. There's a university counselling service, so if you are struggling with depression or any other kind of thing, you can get support through the counselling. We have a chaplaincy of 24-hour support. We have an NHS medical centre in Leeds for all of the students. If you live in a halls of residence, which I would definitely encourage you to do, there is also welfare and support within your accommodation. There's the sports centre, and there are many other things too. So there are lots of things to help you to be comfortable and to feel at home at the university. There's accommodation, which is a very important thing, isn't it? Where should you live? Well, I would very much encourage you to consider living in university accommodation. We have university accommodation, we have private accommodation that looks like student accommodation, and then of course there's private flats and houses within Leeds. The benefit of living in university accommodation is that you do have residence life wardens and residence life assistants who are members of staff who help students, they support them. Again, if you have problems, concerns, worries, they will help you. They organise some social activities, so they make sure that you are able to connect with other students. And I think this is really good, especially in your first year when you're here living in the UK for the first time, probably. Now, for international students at the University of Leeds, you're guaranteed a place for every year of your studies as an international student in our accommodation, which is quite unusual, but we do think it's really important that international students have that opportunity. So what's the structure of Year Zero? Well, basically the Year Zero programme is the same structure as Year 1, Year 2, Year 3. So there's a registration week. This is a bit different because we have a registration week, and then there's induction week, and then you study your programme having holidays at the same time as the rest of the university, having assessments at the same time as the rest of the university. So you are learning how to be a university student right from the beginning, which I think is really important. I guess a question you probably want to know is how do you progress from the Year Zero onto the rest of your degree? Well, you will need to achieve an overall grade which is set by the school that you're progressing to, you'll need a minimum of 40% in each module, but some schools require higher grades for you. So for example, in the business school, they're asking you to achieve 60% overall with a minimum of 40% in each module. Or I think for one degree set, it's 55%. And then design, for example, these are examples, is 60% overall with an average of 60% in design and at least 40% in all modules. So if you achieve what has been required of you, you will definitely be able to progress. It is challenging, so it's not easy, but the University of Leeds is a high-ranking university, so we need students to be ready and able. We're very concerned that students can be successful in their studies. And as I said, the majority of students are, and they do well. I guess fees is an important topic to talk about. So in terms of fees, the bachelor degree with Integrated International Foundation Year fee is 19.5 for arts, social science, business and design, and it's 20,000 for engineering, science and healthcare. We do have 3 excellent scholarships that we award each year, which are worth £5,000 each. You apply for those through an application form. The deadline is the 31st of July, and we have a committee who select the best candidates and they receive those scholarships. We also have a range of other scholarships. So we have a science scholarship. So if you decide to study science, that's not engineering, that's not computer science, that's a science subject, then and there's a list. So you can go to the website and see what we mean specifically. You will get, if you're self-funded, you'll get an extra 2,500 scholarship. We have regional scholarships, and Bahrain is a candidate for the regional scholarships. And there are also progression scholarships. So when you progress from year 0 to year 1, if you achieve the right level of grade, you may be eligible for a scholarship from your school. Just to say, in terms of the IFY Excellence and regional scholarships, you can only qualify for one. You can't collect lots of them together, unfortunately. If you want to apply, you apply directly by an application online. You may be talking to your agent and they may be helping you, but it is direct application process. The deadline is the 31st of July. So we need to receive applications with all your documentary evidence by then, please. Entry criteria. So we are looking for an average of 85% in the Thanawiyya and at least 85% in the subjects that are relevant to your intended undergraduate degree program. So we will look at your application, we'll look at your high school grades, and we will pick the subjects that are relevant to the subject you studied, and we'll ask you to achieve 85% in those subjects. Just to mention to you that there is another option for coming to the University of Leeds, and that is through the Leeds International Study Centre, is run by Study Group. So this is a different foundation year. It's run by a centre in the Leeds city, but it's not on our campus, it's on Leeds Beckett University campus. And that is a recognised route into the University of Leeds. They also offer business law, social sciences, science and engineering and computing. So there are a range of programs that you can progress to from that route. Not every degree is available, but a good range of degrees are available through that route. So if you have questions about that, that's the email address that you can go to for that. We also have something called Link to Leeds, which is students, current students at the university who are happy to answer questions, tell you about their experience of being a student. They can give you advice, and that's available on the contact details there too. So, does anyone have any questions they would like to ask me about the university, about the foundation course, about the city? I'm very happy to answer any of your questions.
Yes, Anne, we actually have many questions, so I'll just pop them in the screen. Yeah.
And then I think Alla is gonna. Okay, so in terms of medicine, we have a closed route into medicine, and so I'm afraid we don't have options for students to progress onto medicine. Generally, it's a closed route. So I can't answer that question because we don't have a route into medicine. I'm sorry.
Subhan, we have in the UK a limited number of universities. Oh, you're asking for the IB. We can do a separate. You can come and talk to us in the booth, Subhan, so we can speak about medicine in the UK because it's a bit complicated. You need a high grade in IB and you need your UCAT or BMAT score. Okay, so you can come in the booth to discuss this.
I have just answered one or two of the questions, Ala, just as we were, as they were coming in. I just did private message some people. I just recommended, sorry, it's got very noisy, recommended that they come to the booth to talk to me about undergraduate programs. Obviously, this is a foundation year presentation.
All right. So, do you want me to show all the questions then, or how can I know the questions you answered?
Just, is there a full ride scholarship? Do you mean like a full scholarship for all of your fees? I'm afraid there isn't. So we only offer those scholarships which I outlined to you, Ali. In the UK, we're not like the US, so we don't have full scholarships generally.
Yeah.
We do have the Bahrain Scholarship for the foundation year, don't we? Which is it a £3,000 fee reduction?
Yeah, I think he means the one like the full scholarship.
Yeah,
which it's
I know.
They only have partial scholarships, Ali. They only have partial scholarships. Okay. Mariam, for what program?
Yeah.
If you can let me know which program you're looking for.
So as Alice said, A-level requirements will vary depending on the degree that you're choosing to do. At the University of Leeds, they're very high. They tend to be A and A stars generally, but it would depend on which degree you're choosing, Mariam. So maybe go to the booth and talk to Helen and Ala about that specific subject that you're interested in. What are the minimum requirements for American system gradings? Okay, what we do is if you've got American qualifications, then we assess you on a case-by-case basis, because it might be that you have a range of different qualifications. I mean, you might have the Thanawir and you might have an AP and you might have something else. So we tend to look at your application as a whole and then we assess it according to that. So I can't say specifically now, but it's worth sending your application in and we will assess the whole picture of what your qualifications are. Is that okay, Noor?
Yeah, following what Anne said, Noor, please bear in mind that for Ministry of Education, you need to do a foundation unless you are an IB or A-level student. So even if you are an American system student, you need to do a foundation year. Okay, I hope that helps.
And following on from what Alice said, on the foundation year, we assess APs, etc., and we will take them, but we just need to see the whole picture of what you've done, really. Do we have a fintech? We definitely have a postgraduate fintech. I'm not sure about undergraduate. We definitely do finance and accounting, but I don't think we have fintech at undergraduate level. I think it's postgraduate, but Helen may know more about that than me, but that's my understanding at this point.
No, I don't think we do. But I think, again, they can come and speak to me in the booth and we can look at various kind of finance options at undergraduate level.
What is the acceptance rate? So I'm not entirely sure what you mean. So I'm going to understand it in two different ways. So if you mean what do you have to achieve to get accepted, then I gave you a slide which said it would depend on the program that you want to progress onto. So it could be 60% with and then of average, and then there'll be some stipulation about what you have to get for your modules. If you mean how many students are successful, There was a slide that said it's around 85% of students who qualify to progress on, which is quite a high rate of acceptance. So we expect, if we accept a student onto the programme, we expect them to be successful. We ask for high qualifications and we expect people to be successful, and we support you to be successful.
Yeah, Mariam, that's why you need to work really hard for Leeds, because they require a bit high requirements to be able even to progress to the year one after the foundation. So yeah, but the acceptance rate is really good for the foundation year. All right, next question.
Do we have quantity surveying? I don't think we do, Sarah. Helen might be able to answer that, but I don't think that that's a subject that we offer. We offer a massive range of subjects, but I think that's one we don't, I think.
Yeah, I've kind of private messaged Sarah and just said that there may be something in civil engineering that might be of interest to her, but not a specific quantity surveying program. I suspect there may be modules in it rather than a full degree. But again, if Sarah wants to come and visit me in the booth, we can talk about options for that type of course.
Okay, so do we offer interior architecture? Again, we don't offer interior architecture. We offer architectural engineering as a program, which is slightly different because it's looking at the engineering aspect more than the design. It is design, but engineering design as opposed to
maybe drawing and sketching.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't offer interior architecture, no.
Zain, speak to us in the booth for options if you want. Yeah. Next.
IB diploma, yes, it depends. Yes, if you achieve the right grades with your international baccalaureate, then you can go directly into year one. It will depend on your grades, obviously. Yes.
Subhanallah, it depends on your grade and also the program you're looking at. So if you're looking for example, sciences, engineering, business, it all have different entry requirements. So depending on the program and your IB grade, it will be decided if you drop foundation or
no. So I think we've answered this question, Zain. We offer scholarships, and I had a couple of slides that outlined what the scholarships were. So we have an excellent scholarship, which is 3 times £500. We have a science scholarship of 2,500, and we have a Bahraini scholarship of 2,000. We, as a university, we don't have very many scholarships. It's more of an American thing than a British thing, just to explain about the education system. But we have those scholarships for foundation year that I outlined on my slides.
Thank you, Zain.
Aircraft engineering, we do have something along those lines. We do have something which is aircraft engineering, I think. I don't know if it's exactly called that, but it is that.
I think it's aeronautical and aerospace engineering, which covers that. So again, that's something that we can talk about if you want to come to the booth later. Thanks, Abdullah.
The questions really are all repetitive, so I'm just going to pop them anyway.
Okay, does a student finishing US high school diploma will have to take the foundation year if he wants to study civil? So US high school diploma, we will have to assess that. Normally we want APs as well as the high school diploma. So if you're interested in applying with that, you will have to send in your application. We'll assess it, Mohammed. I can't say for sure now. Hope that's enough. Hope that's helpful. Go to the booth, but really it's my team who will need to assess it. And if MD is medicine, then I'm afraid we don't offer medicine. We offer medicine, but not for international students through the foundation route. Are there any more, or are they the same kind of questions?
Yeah, I'm looking at most of them are the same, so I'm looking for new questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Zane, it's actually on the website. So it's on the University of Leeds International Foundation Year website. If you go there, there is the form for the scholarship. Yeah. But you need to apply to the program first and get an offer, a conditional offer, and then you can apply for the scholarship. You can't apply for the scholarship before you've been given a conditional offer. No, you don't need to do AP if you're going to take the foundation year. The Thanawiyah is fine to get onto the foundation year.
Yeah.
We're a British university, so APs are not something we're particularly looking for. Yes, chemical engineering, definitely, Ali.
One of the best universities for chemical engineering, Ali. So go ahead.
We're really good at engineering. Very popular. Yes, we offer mechanical engineering. Yes. Civil, mechanical, electronic engineering, chemical. If we take IBSL English, do we have to do IELTS as well? Yeah, because this is an integrated program, you don't necessarily have to do IELTS. There are a range of English tests that you can do. So there is a list on our website. You can have a look and it will explain what English exams you can do. I'm not sure that IB is on the list though. So I think you might need to do an additional test, but it doesn't have to be IELTS. There are other tests you can take.
I think IB standard level is fine actually for and probably on the list. I will sort of check and just chip in, but I'm pretty sure that IB standard level at 5 is the university minimum across all programs. But I will just check the website and come back on that.
All right, thank you.
Right, yeah, we offer a good range of business programs. So we have finance and accounting, we have international business, we have business management with marketing and with a range of other subjects. And so you can then choose a specialist. So if you do business management, you can choose a specialism in marketing or HR. I think I've covered most of them, Helen, but Helen will know if I've missed something off.
Anyways, Murtada, you can go on Leeds University website and you can see all the programs offered by the business school. Yeah. And of course, you can meet us in the booth to discuss all your options.
It is a top business school, and especially finance and accounting, we rank very highly. So it is very, very popular.
I've just checked the website, and for the student that asked about the IB English, yes, it's acceptable for entry to the International Foundation Year at either standard level 5 or higher level 4, and that's across the university.
But Helen, is English SL accepted for first year entry?
Yes, it is. Standard level 5 for undergraduate first year entry or higher level 4, but also for the foundation year.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Helen.
So you can use your Thanawiyah if you've done the Thanawiyah. You can use AS level if you've done AS level. That's fine. You can use IB, APs.
CBSE,
we do
Indian curriculum if you are an Indian curriculum. So yeah, depending on the curriculum you're doing. So you're either for year 1 or your foundation. So it really depends.
Yeah, so you would fill out a personal statement if you're applying with A levels, and in your personal statement you would outline and showcase the different things that you've done which demonstrate your interest in the subject that you are applying for, and show whether you've already demonstrated some of the skills relevant to the subject. And so if you've been doing things at school, or you've joined clubs and societies where you've demonstrated skill sets, then you want to highlight those in your personal statement. So for some faculties, personal statements are very important. We offer computer science, which includes the software engineering. Our computer science course is extremely popular and it fills up very quickly. They get too many applications, to be honest with you, but yeah. So if you are interested, you need to, well, if you're coming through the foundation year, it's okay. If you're applying directly, you need to do it quickly. I can't answer that question, Abdullah. You would need to send in your application form and my admissions team will assess what exactly you have done. Is this from the Thanawiyah or what? I'm not sure what qualification you're talking about. So you're saying high school, so it's Thanawiyah. I don't know. You'll have to send your application in and my team will assess it.
Yeah, Abdullah, we need to know which curriculum you're doing. Okay, so speak to us so we can let you know if you need a foundation or not.
So there is the engineering, aircraft related engineering program. As far as I know, that's the only one that we have. Business law, Helen's going to have to answer that question. I think we do, but Helen, you need to answer that question, please, about business law.
Laura, we have excellent training.
Sorry, trying to unmute, and I apologise for the noise in the background. We offer business law at master's level, but only the qualifying LLB law degree at undergraduate level. It will include elements of business law, and with a law degree, you are able to start to kind of hone your specialisms as you go through degree. So you'll be able to pick up more elements of commercial and business law as you go into year 2 and year 3. But we don't offer a law degree specifically with a business law title. But again, come and speak to me in the booth and we can talk about your options. Thanks.
Yes, we definitely have computer science. As I was just saying, it's extremely popular. It fills up very quickly, usually oversubscribed. So if you're interested, get your application in quick if you can. Yep. So that is a very good question, Mohammed, but there isn't one answer, I'm afraid, because each module has a different percentage of exams to classwork. Some modules don't have any exams at all. Some modules have a high percentage of exam and a very small percentage of classwork. So, for example, maths has a greater emphasis on the final exam and a much smaller percentage is based on homework or classwork. Design, it's all work that you produce during the year. So yeah, it really would depend on the subject that you're studying. So generally maths and science is more exam weighted, and the kind of performing social sciences is more essay or work related, classwork related. So it varies. Yes, the university does have a dental major, but again, unfortunately, it's closed. So it's not open to international students. So there's a very, very small number of places that you have to enter directly with A levels. But through the foundation year, I'm afraid it's a closed route. So it's not open to generally international students. Yes, we have law. Yes, very popular. Our SAT scores accepted, not for foundation year, but I'm not sure, Helen, if you can answer that question.
Yes, normally it's a combination of SATs and APs that would get you into undergraduate level in 3 individual subjects. So we may be able to take SATs to meet maths or to meet English, for example, but you would need to take more exams in other subjects in order to present 3 individual grades. So it's not really an easy answer, because it is acceptable for some elements of the foundation year and to some elements of the undergraduate direct entry, but it also depends what you're presenting alongside it, I'm afraid.
What is the minimum IELTS score accepted? So if you're going on to the foundation year and you're doing science, you can enter with a 5.5. And if you're doing business, social science, something like that, you need a 6 with a minimum score, subset score of 5.5. But as I said, you don't need to do IELTS. You can do a range of other exams. And details of this are on our website as well. Do we have a good number of Qatari? Yes, in engineering, yeah, I think we have quite a good number of Qatari students in engineering. I would think so. I can't tell you how many, but I would imagine so, yeah.
And there's a question, does the university have a cybersecurity major?
We don't offer cybersecurity directly as an undergraduate degree, but it is present as a modules in some of our computer science programs. So computer science and computer science with artificial intelligence does have some elements of cybersecurity, but not a direct single degree in that subject area, I'm afraid.
Okay, Helen, I think we answered all the questions. The ones that are repetitive, I've already marked them as answered. So yeah, I think we covered all the questions. I don't know if you need to add anything.
Yeah, no, well, I'm sure Anne will just say a few words to kind of round up, but just to reiterate that I am going to be available for the next 3 hours in the University of Leeds booth to answer any questions. So we've got some kind of Q&A table set up there and a one-to-one meeting room set up. So I would, obviously, it's great to see so many questions coming in, and a lot of them I know are more geared towards undergraduate entry. But if people are prepared to be patient and wait their term, then I really enjoy speaking to everybody later on and answering questions. We can have some video calls. We can sort of share links from the website that will be useful. And I know the Education Zone team will be really happy to help students as well. So thanks very much for all your questions. Anne, do you want to just finish off?
Yeah, sorry, I haven't been able to hear everything that's being said, but but it's been lovely to meet you guys. Thank you for your questions. And I hope that if you do have more questions that you will ask the team, Ala and Helen, and email us if you have any questions. It isn't easy to get into the University of Leeds, but it is a very, very good experience when you're with us. Students really find it very rewarding. They love the city when they get here. There is a really good community when you get to the University International community, including mosques and other food, halal food, etc. So yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Good to meet you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. The booth, when you go on the front page, you will see schedule and then you will see booth. So if you click on booth, guys, you will be directed to the booth section where all universities that are participating in the event will be, so you can join in the table and ask them any question. Okay, lovely having you, Helen and Anne, and see you in the booth, students, and all in the next session. Yeah,
That's great.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.